Hello dear people who are watching this video. So actually I just wanted to take some time to randomly reflect on my life right now. And this is just a documentation. I don't want to teach anything specifically or anything. I just wanted to document what I've experienced. So actually, I've been listening to a podcast of Tim Ferriss. It was one of his first, actually, I think it was his fourth podcast. He interviewed Ryan Holiday, and I'm not completely done yet, but I'm like 30 minutes in it, and I've already learned a couple of great things from Ryan Holiday. So for example, I like philosophy, right? This is what I deal with. And it's great to think about all these philosophical concepts and dive into philosophy really deeply, and the intention behind it is also good, but the thing is, philosophy is really meant to help you solve problems in life. Now, the thing is with me that I know a lot of philosophy, which I haven't applied a lot in my life. I always tell people about it, but then there comes a time where I just seem to contradict myself in a sense, to be a hypocrite. Because I do things myself false that I know that are false and that I know how to do better. Yes, so that was really cool what I've learned in the podcast, that philosophy is meant to solve real life problems, and I have to keep that in my head because, well, yeah, I have like always this struggle that I induce on myself, and right now I'm in a state where I can't really articulate my problem or what is actually going on in myself. But I can state facts. So tomorrow I'm writing an English test, and I haven't studied for it at all, which is pretty normal for me. Like, that's how I've gone through school all my life. But now I'm starting to see that it's not gonna work that way. I have to do enough so that I can at least go through school, even though I might have bad grades. The most important thing is to get through it, so that in today's world you can really shut up all the haters and the people that need that one certain certificate of you just to make a judgment or something. And yeah, I think like it's not even 1 year from now, from this point on, and I will write my final exam. And like, I think I can endure this, and I can, when I might suffer through it. The most important thing for me, maybe as a personal challenge, is to do it. Oh yeah, and what was also really cool, what Tim Ferriss and Ryan Holiday talked about, is that the best way to like not have a mentor is to actually ask them to have this kind of official relationship with you, like a Jedi Master and his student. I think Ryan Holiday's vision of what a mentor is really really helpful, because in his mind anyone can be your mentor and you don't even have to meet them for them to be your mentor, but you can just learn from anyone. And yeah, right now in my life it was like I learned from here and from there. I learned from all kinds of people really. There's a whole list I can list where like 20 people are on that list. From those people I learn, and from those people I accumulate my vision and my sight on life. And also, of course, beside all the people that the books I've read and the videos that I've watched, I also have a couple of friends that are really helping me a lot, and they have good advice as well. So I think for me it's also important to not be rigid that much when it comes to being formed, and being formed and letting other people also help you. I know that most of the time I think to myself, no, he doesn't understand me fully, or they don't get the picture, they don't know what I know, and I'm like, well, I can't take this advice because it's just wrong, and they won't get why. But that's how it is most of the time. But there's just this one decision that I have to make right now, and the way that I would go basically doesn't fit with everyone, with what everyone is advising me to do and what everyone thinks. And they have good points, that's the thing, they have a point in some way or the other. But what strikes me most and what influences me most is actually Nassim Taleb's view in Anti-Fragility and Ryan Holiday. So Taleb says that the anti-fragile way of education is to do just enough to finish your school degree, your basic like high school or whatever you have to do to just stand, to have some safety, to have some certificate to lay out to all the haters and all the bureaucrats and stuff. You know, those people who give fucks about all these non-important things that are just outward things that basically don't say anything. Well, yeah, so he says do just enough to have those, and other than that, focus completely on your stuff. And so, actually, exactly that I've been trying to do. But I haven't been able to combine my stuff with school life. Actually, this is when Krishnamurti comes in. Krishnamurti says you should not divide your life into fragments. Do not divide school life, sport life, all that stuff, political life. Do not do that. It's just one whole movement, and it's called life. It's life. And I've not been living up to my own expectations, basically, when it comes to life, because I have not been able to do my stuff on the side while doing school as well. And there come all these people like Elliot and Tai Lopez and James Altucher. They influence me, and they basically influence me in such a way that my own views are, I can see my own views, and they are right, basically. They basically validate my view. And yeah, the thing is, and that is what a friend of mine has told me. He said I shouldn't lose myself while taking all this information from these people. I shouldn't lose myself, and I should find my own way. That's also what Bruce Lee has said. Create your own way. Find your own way. And yeah, that's what is going on in my mind right now. It's a kind of conflict between me and myself. I have basically a choice to make. A hard choice. I think it's the hardest choice in my life, but really it's not that hard. If I do right now what everyone advises me, I think in this case it might not be that bad, actually. Most of the time I'm a person, like, I will listen to what other people tell me, but in the end I will choose most of the time something completely different. And in this case I think that the other people have some point and they know something that I do not know. And I have not all the information, and my perception of reality is most likely not true. And there's, of course, their perceptions aren't true most likely too, but it's just, yeah, I think if I just flow like water, if I get put into this cup, I become the cup. I have to be flexible, you know? It's just, I have to take this philosophy of Bruce Lee and now apply it. Because now I have to find a way to adapt myself to the situation that I'm in. I'm in school still, but I don't want to be in school, that's the thing. I want to already be out in the world, creating, reading, being paid to do what I love. But it's just this fucking 9 months or 8 months that keep me separated from that point. No, actually it's like 11 months, but yeah, so it's just 1 year to that point. It's just 1 year that I might have to stay back first on my goals, and I think that it might not be a bad thing because I can grow as a person. I can at least try to accomplish this fucking school year, that last school year. I can at least try to do that. And in 1 year I will know again a lot more than I do now. I know that from experience because in the last 2 years I have changed completely each time. Within every 6-month frame I can look back at the old version of myself, and I can look at it and say, wow, I know so much more now. And that happens so often to me. I'm constantly growing, like, yeah. In 1 year I will know a lot more, and maybe I will then have the ability to make specific plans on what I'm gonna do actually. And my parents already said that I will be able to do anything what I want after that year, and that is a good thing. So actually I'm gonna just think right now. My priority should be, for today at least, sleeping. winding down. In 7 minutes it's 9, so I can basically start to wind down right now, to drift into sleepland, and tomorrow I will wake up and then I will show further, because you should always optimize for the moment. And I have made this decision in my life that sleep is priority for me. Sleep is rest and repair. And you should always have those 8 hours sleep, high quality sleep. And that is why I start winding down 1 hour before actually sleeping. I turn off all my electronic devices and I do some mobility work slowly, and I meditate. I do some gratitude training, and then I go to sleep, and I don't set an alarm. I just wake up naturally. I just wake up when my body wants to wake up, because that's the way to do it, actually. That's the way it's intended to be. Your body wakes you up if you're ready, if you're rested, if you're repaired, if you're ready. You know what I mean? And then the next day you wake up completely rested, and then you start kicking in with the morning routine. And after that you are completely charged, energetically and in your mind and in the body. And you have this laser focus on the day. So yeah. So since I'm writing English tomorrow, I don't worry too much. English is like my best subject, even though this year I was a little bit weaker than I used to be. I just didn't put in the effort required to be that much of a good student like I used to be. But that's no problem. Like, I will just go in there tomorrow and do whatever I can. Do your best. But now priority is sleeping. Sleeping. Because no matter what goes on in your life, no matter how important, how seemingly important it is, setting up your life in a way that you have kind of like a healthy biological rhythm, a daily rhythm, is really, really important. And it's like, I want to be holistic lifestyle coach from Paul Chek's program, and honestly, morally, I don't want to teach something when I don't use it myself. So I first want to get my own shit together and be healthy and have these principles that I learned from Paul Chek applied, and then I can teach it to other people. Like, what is it worth if I teach other people to go to bed at 10 p.m. and it should just be a priority, right? But then I don't do it myself and I go to sleep at 11:30 because I studied English for 1.5 hours. Like, no. Sleep is more important than studying for the test. This is where I am right now in my life. Like, I view sleep as one of the main dimensions, main basis. It is a base for health. Sleeping actually wakes you up. This is what Daniel Eisenman said. He says, if you just wake up naturally and do that for like a month, you might actually wake up. Like, you might actually realize how not vital and not fresh and not really, you were not living up to your fullest potential. Well, Thanks for watching.